Holly from Horacio Printing. I hope you're having a wonderful day. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to create a bucket list. Not just any bucket list, but an amazing bucket list. I'm going to give you my favorite tips and some great questions to think about and some Bible verses, and that's what we're going to do in the next 4 minutes. So step one is grab your planner, your 2019 Dream Planner. If you don't have one, you can find them at HoracioPrinting.com, or just grab a piece of paper and write your bucket list down. Let's do this. I don't want anything to hold you back. So let's start creating our 2019 bucket list. So I'm going to show you what our dream planning section looks like in our 2019 planner. It's right in the beginning in our canvas section. So the reason we call this the canvas is because we believe that you are an artist created in the image of God. And because you're created in God's image, you are an artist. You are creative, even if you don't feel creative. You're designed to dream big. God is an inventor. He invented the earth, he invented the plants and the birds and the bees and everything. And so because you're in his image, you are actually designed, purposed to dream and to risk and to create. So that's why it's so important to create a bucket list. Let me tell you that, creating a bucket list is not selfish. It's not unholy or unchristian. It's actually what you're designed to do. So if you turn to the front page of your planner, in the canvas section, you'll see this dream planning section here. And it's got this nice blank bucket list. You can fill this in with a pen, you can fill it in with markers or colored pencils, glitter pens, whatever you want. You could even cut out pictures from magazines and paste it in, make it like a vision board. So however you want to do it. But I wanted to share with you my 3 tips for a great bucket list. The number one tip for a great bucket list is great questions. A great bucket list has great questions. I highly believe that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions you ask yourself. So I have a list of questions here that I'm going to be reading to you in this video to help you get the wheels turning for your bucket list. Number 2 is invite God in on the process. Make sure you're spending time with him and delighting in him, and being really prayerful in this time. So start with a prayer. Open your heart up to God. And I actually have some verses to share with you. I don't know if you're anything like me, but sometimes I feel like creating a bucket list can feel really selfish or self-centered. Well, as a Christian, should I want to travel to Greece? Should I want to do this? Should I ask for that? Are these things Christian or not? And it's this kind of struggle. What am I asking for? Is that worldly, or am I liking that because I saw it on Instagram, or is that really what I want? Maybe, I don't know if you felt that at all as a Christian, but I know I have. So I'm going to give you some verses to think about with your bucket list. The first one is Psalms 37:4. Psalms 37:4, it says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart." I love that. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. This verse, to me, used to think God will give you whatever you want if you're happy about it and delighted in him. But truthfully told, I've seen this verse play out in my own life when I'm truly worshiping God, when I'm delighting myself in him. I have seen visions of things that he had for me. The planner was something, when I was delighting myself in him, that vision came to me. I have a specific one from last year. I was worshiping at Hillsong and I was delighting myself in the Lord, and I saw a dream planning party, and I saw all these women, and I saw leading an altar call to women at the event. And that seemed really kind of daunting, I'm not a pastor. I don't know. And so I said, okay, well, that's something that's definitely from God, because I was delighting in him and he gave me that vision and I held on to it. And so we threw a dream planning party last year in New York City. It was really successful. And we did an altar call at the end of our holy yoga session. And for me, that was such a dream come true. There's nothing as fulfilling as seeing your God dream that seems too big that people might say nay to, and say, no, you're not actually qualified for that. I wouldn't do that if I were you. But just saying, no, I heard what God said, and I'm gonna do it. So taking time to worship, it's really important, like really investing in that worship. It's one of the best things you can do. Psalms 37 goes on to say, commit your ways to the Lord and trust in him, and he will do this. So we have to commit these bucket list items to God and really invite him in on the process. The next verse I wanted to share with you is from Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 3, it says, commit to the Lord whatever you do and your plans will succeed. Okay? So that's some pretty good advice right there. So tip number 1 is great questions. Have great questions, which I've got for you. Number 2 is to really invite God in the process, because if he's not a part of your plans, what's the point, to be honest? And number 3 is have fun. This doesn't have to be so serious. This can be really fun. You can just free write. You know, give yourself permission to just let it out. It's okay if it doesn't come out perfectly, like a Pinterest with great handwriting. Just let it out. This planner is meant to be your canvas, and sometimes art is messy. So that's okay. Life is messy. So feel free to just have fun with it. Now that I've given you my favorite tips and some verses to hopefully inspire you, I'm going to share with you some questions. So get a piece of paper ready and start thinking about these questions and see if anything pops up into your head. Okay. The first question is, what would you write on your bucket list if you knew it wouldn't fail? And remember, it says, commit to the Lord whatever you do and your plans will succeed. So what would you write if you knew it couldn't fail? What's a dream that you're just scared to write because of failure? Number 2 is, what dreams did you have when you were a child? What were the games that you loved to play? Like you loved to play store, or you loved to play teacher. Like what were the things you really loved to do and you loved learning about? I don't think that God puts these unique childhood dreams in our hearts for no purpose. I do believe that there is a purpose behind it. So think about those dreams you had as a child. Maybe number 3 is, you want to start a business. Do you want to start a business? Is that something you've been dreaming about? Something you want to share with the world about? Or a career change? Is a career change something you want to accomplish in 2019? Number 4 question is, where do you want to travel to this year? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to see? Maybe it's a mission trip. Maybe it's a fun trip. Maybe it's a memory with a family member who is getting a little older, and this would be a really amazing experience for the both of you. I had such a good time. If I give a recommendation, in Rome, I love Rome. Rome, Italy is amazing. Not to mention it's biblical to go there and then to read, Romans, and to read and to walk around to the places that Paul went. It's just amazing. So that's definitely a place I would recommend. Plus the food's amazing. Number 5 is, what moment or memory do you want to create with your family? A lot of times our family time is very chaotic, if you're anything like it in my family. And we kind of just go with the flow, and we plan things, but what special memory do you want to create with your family, or with your nieces or nephews or brothers and sisters? What memory do you want to create? Number 6, I love this question. Okay, so close your eyes and picture yourself 1 year from now, 1 year from today's date. You're going to bed, you're in your bed, and you're so excited about tomorrow. You cannot wait for it to be tomorrow, because something amazing is going to happen, and you're finally doing something on your bucket list. What is it? What is it that you're so excited to wake up for and do? Is it to be your own boss and to work from home? Is it you're finally going on that trip? What's that dream that's really been itching at you? What's that dream? Number 7 is, are there any groups you want to start? Maybe a Bible study. Maybe it's a really short-term Bible study. Maybe it's a dream planning party, which we would love for you to do. Number 8 is a potential financial freedom. Is financial freedom something on the horizon that you want in 2019? Maybe it's getting out of debt. Maybe it's saving up for something really important, creating 3 to 6 months of savings, you know, so you have that nest and that cushion. What are some things that you want to do in your finances for 2019? So those are some of my ideas. There's a bunch more, of course, and honestly, spend time with God and find the unique dreams that belong to you, because I know He has put unique dreams in your heart. So have fun with your bucket list. Don't overthink it. Just write it out and don't judge yourself. I know it's hard, but just write it out and don't judge yourself, okay? I know that you have so much purpose inside of you because God intentionally created you. And I know that with God, the best is yet to come. So have a wonderful day. You can watch our next video tutorial and I'll be going through the next section of dream planning, all about personal growth and who you want to become. So watch that video next if you want to learn more about that section, okay?